Hi everyone, my name's Kelly and I'm here to talk to you today about the networking Playdate and how busy mums can grow their business during the school holidays. Now this blog has been inspired by a lot of the conversations I've been having with other mums over the last couple of weeks. School is just about to go out and mums are starting to panic a little bit about what they're going to do to grow their business over the December-January period until the kids go back to school. Traditionally myself in this time of the year I've been doing a lot of business planning and just I guess in that planning have known that the January, February, March period is going to be a little bit slower in my business because I didn't do much work over that January period. Last year I decided to try something new and to see how it would go and to try and stimulate some more business over that Christmas period so that my January, February, March wouldn't be so quiet, and it actually worked. So after talking to these mummies about the panic that they're going through, I thought I would share these strategies with you so that you may be able to try these in your business and see how you go over that period. So basically what I did, which was different to everyone else around me at the time, was that I reconnected. I did a lot of networking in the December period. So December is such a festive season and it's such a great time of the year for business owners to get out and network. When I mention this to business owners at that time, they don't realise that going to these end of Christmas parties, end of work parties, client appreciation parties and things like that actually make excellent networking opportunities. So first of all, my recommendation is that network a lot during the December period whilst you can and whilst your kids are still at school. Make those connections and then reconnect with those people in the January period. And you will find that by the time you've reconnected with them in January and you caught up for a coffee, then by the time February, March comes along, you're well on your way to building a relationship with that person and referrals start to come your way. The other thing I did at that time and particularly over the January time was reconnect with the clients, friends and other business owners that I know that also have children that I hadn't seen in such a long time. So it was reconnecting to let them know that I'm still here, let me know that they're still there, and how can we help each other grow our businesses. The key to this is the whole time is choosing business owners that have kids. Now that's the instrumental thing. So other business owners will be in exactly the same boat as what you are, and they will want to network with their kids as well. So I've come up with this term called the networking Playdate, and it really is instrumental on you networking during the December period and meeting other business owners with kids to reconnect with them in January, or reconnecting in December with your old network list or contact list and set up appointments for those in January. Now these appointments, I call them Playdates, they're designed to have your kids there. Because let's face it, childcare is really expensive, and there's lots of venues that you can go to now that are really kid-friendly, and whilst the child is playing, you can be doing work yourself. So some of these examples are, I take my kids to, depending on the age of the kids, the people that I'm meeting, we'll go to a park if I know that the kids can play safely, and their mum and I can come and have a bit of a chat, or the dad and I can come and have a bit of a chat while the kids are playing. It could be if it's raining, or in Perth during Christmas time it's really, really hot. So you can consider places like Chipmunks, which is an indoor play centre. There's lots of other centres like that are around where your kids can play really safely in a nice enclosed space, and you can sit there with a coffee and network with contacts. Now these don't even need to be contacts that you've met before. They can be people that are new to you or you've just laid eyes on once. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a blind networking Playdate, and some of them are my favourite because I really love getting out and meeting new business owners. You can never tell where business is going to come from once you start to meet new business owners. So that's what I particularly love to do. Now I know that there's some people that find it really difficult to get out and network and go to different events and network. So I've had a look at, I've looked at some other strategies that I use to help generate networking opportunities for me, or opportunities for me to meet people so that I can network with them and their children. I'm just going to have a look at my little list to make sure I don't miss any. So we've already talked about networking during December at all the Christmas festivities. Make sure if you go to anything in December that you come away with at least 1 to 2 people that you can reconnect with, ideally mums and dads because they can bring their kids, that you can reconnect with in January. Reconnect, establish in December, establish now those people that you can meet with of your past client list. The other thing you can do, which I really love in the online space, is that any Facebook groups that you're in, any local Facebook groups, advertise out there, put a post out there asking for mums with businesses to come and meet you at the park and have a play date with your kids. You never know where great customers are going to come from. You can't judge a person or the contacts that they have just because they might sell candles, or they might be what else could they be? There might be a gardener or anything like that. You absolutely never know who knows everybody else. So any opportunity to network with anybody that is a business owner, no matter what they do, is a really great way to get your business out there and to start growing it. Also, if your kids go to school, ask at school. There's a lot of business owners at school, and often they'll advertise in the school newsletter or on the school notice board, and ask them to meet you for a play date and network as well. You've already got a really great common bond between you and them. Your children are going to the same school, so the ice is sort of a little bit broken there, which is fantastic for you. So when you're at these networking play dates, some of them you will be meeting them for the first time, or sometimes you'll already know those people. Start the conversation by the things that you have in common. So for us mums, it's very easy. We can talk about our kids all day to the point where it can become a little bit boring. So don't talk about them too much. But start with that, and start with how get to know people on a social basis, because networking and building relationships with other people is a really long-term strategy, and go for the long-term strategy rather than the short-term gain there. You don't want to start off, instead of saying hi, how you going, and talking a little bit about Christmas, with just launching into a sales pitch. It's really not the way that women work when they network, and it's not the way that mums want to do business either. So first of all, we like to get to know each other. So when you're at the park, do that chit-chat stuff. You've got the time to do it, and just remember that building relationships is a strategy that we use for the long term. And the way that can help you is if you do those strategies and find ways that you can add 2 to 3 networking appointments or networking play dates into your business, into your January time, you will find out that your February and March are not as slow as what other business owners are reporting. And this was something that I really noticed last year when business owners that I hung about with were talking to me that their businesses were going quite slow during those times. I wondered why mine was different. And I looked back, and like networking is like any other form of marketing, it tends to have a 2 to 3 month lead time before you start to see results of all the great work that you've done and the relationships that you're building. So for me, all the work I did in December, January was really paying off in February, March. And what a great way to network over the holidays is by having a play date and bringing your kids with you. And don't even worry if the whole thing turns to custard because your kids are fighting, or they're hungry, or they need to go to the toilet every 5 minutes. I know that. I've been there. My kids are 8, 6 and 5, and we are always traveling to the toilet. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, because you've already established that rapport with the person. You've laid eyes on them, they've laid eyes on you and your children, and it's a really great basis for you to catch up next time. One of the big things, though, is after you have your play date, your networking play date, is you need to follow up. So make sure you send an email to that person, or contact them in the way that they want to be contacted, if it's a phone call, and say, thanks for meeting. When should we set up a next time for when the kids are back at school? Should we go have a cup of coffee or something like that? And and that will establish, of course you need to meet and build rapport without children. You can really start talking business then, and start seeing who you've got in your network that could help the other person, and who they've got in their network that could really help you grow your business. But you do have that thing in common, and you can laugh and joke about those funny things that happened on the play date. I remember one time when I went to a business play date, and my kids one of my kids got really sick and started vomiting everywhere in the playground. So of course we hightailed it out of there. But when I contacted that business owner the next week, we actually made a joke about it, and even though we didn't really get that much productive stuff done on that particular day, we really made another appointment and we had a really great conversation following from then, and we do work quite closely now with each other in our businesses. So that's what I was hoping to get across to you today in this video blog, is that even though the Christmas holidays are upon us, it doesn't mean your business needs to stagnate or it has to stop growing in some way. It's good to grow your business over that time by growing and extending your social networks and your relationships. So my technique is called the networking playdate. If you have any suggestions or things that you would like to do, make sure you email me and let me know at info@womenfriendlyservices.com.au, and I would really love to know your tips and tricks on how you go networking or building your business over the holidays, or head over to our Facebook page, which is Facebook / the addresses. Just type in Women Friendly Services and you'll find us there, and give us your comments. Until next time, have a really great Christmas and a great January period, and I really hope these networking strategies and the networking playdate can help you over that time. See you later.